Hey guys, in this lesson I'm going to show you some very important techniques in old school R&B and soul rhythm guitar that you need to have in your bag. We're going to start with a very simple chord progression and show you how to connect those chords with a little bit of melody and a little bit of style. Make sure you come by TastyGuitar.com, subscribe for free at the bottom of the homepage, and you'll receive the entire tab collection, including this tab, absolutely free. And check out membership at Tasty Guitar, which includes interactive tab, backing tracks, and so much more. Check out the description below. Let's get started. All right, I'm going to be demonstrating this over a very simple chord progression, just E major 7 to F sharp minor 7. That's your 1 to 2 chord in the key of E major, and just playing over a 6/8 feel and starting off with just the basic standard kind of arpeggiated rhythm that you would hear. Now, of course, that can work, but now I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can make this simple chord progression a lot more interesting. All right, so let me go ahead and break down what is going on here, and I'm going to point out some of the key techniques that are really common in R&B and soul music. All right, we started right here at this E major 7 chord at the 9th fret. And all I'm doing is I'm playing the 3 middle notes of that chord voicing. I'm talking about your typical E major 7 there with the root on the 5th string. Going to get rid of the root, going to get rid of the note on the high E string. That leaves me with these 3 notes here. I played that and I let that ring for 1, 2, 3, half the measure. Remember, we're in 6/8 time. Midway through that measure, I played the top 3 notes of that voicing, which now includes the note on the high E string. So 1, 2, 3, right there, and I kind of accented that and cut it off a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I did next is a very important technique to learn for R&B and soul rhythm guitar. And I played the middle 3 notes of the voicing again, this time sliding into it, and then I played the top note of the voicing by itself. So I had this. I also played that top note really short, kind of cut off, and I played it at an upstroke. So that entire first measure was this. Going into the second measure, I'm now creating kind of a melody here, so I jump up to a higher voicing of E major 7, and I use this one right here. Right there, that's E major 7. I played that, and then I slid down back into the top of the original voicing down there. So I'm kind of creating a little bit of a melody with the top notes of my chords. So this measure is... So the first 2 measures together now is this. Again. All right, we're then in the next measure where we have our F sharp minor 7 chord, and this is just based off that typical bar chord shape there. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. Pull out the 3 notes in the middle. Then I play the 3 notes on top. I hit those and kind of cut them off. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. The end of that measure, I'm just kind of doing a little chromatic move going down a half step. So that entire measure is this. The last measure of this form now is returning to that F sharp minor 7. And then I'm going to go back to that same technique of playing the middle voicings of a chord, playing the top note of the voicing by itself, and then returning to the chord. So that final measure is this. Again. So here is the entire figure played very slowly. One more time. All right, in this next example, we're going to start to add a little bit more melody to connect the chords from the notes in the E major scale. Now, it's important to note here, if you are playing your chord changes behind a melody, meaning you're playing with a singer or another instrument which is playing the melody of the tune, you got to be careful here. You don't want to kind of conflict with what is already happening melody-wise in the song. So if that's the case, lay back a little bit more and play more sparingly. So I'm starting here exactly the same way as we did in the previous example, just taking these notes out of an E major 7 chord, then hitting the top of the chord. Now I'm going to just kind of pull out some notes from the E major scale. The A note there, and then the B note, and I'm just kind of creating a little bit of a melody. Then I'm going to slide back into that E major 7 chord. So we're kind of creating a little bit more of a melody here, building upon it. And then halfway through that next measure there, I'm going to go down to this voicing of an E major 7 chord, which is just the top of the C shape right there. So far I would have this. Again. I'm then going to build upon that melody note by pulling out the E note and the F sharp, again, just notes from the E major scale, which is going to lead me to this F sharp minor 7 chord voicing in the next measure. So we have this. So we're creating a little melody. That's the top note of that F sharp minor 7 chord. I'm going to slide back a half step and then back up to the F sharp minor 7. So I'd have this. So far I would have this. From there, I'm going to play this inversion of that F sharp minor 7 chord, and that's basically just off the same shape. We're just taking that A note there and putting it on top. So I'd have. And then I'm going to continue a melody from there, the B note and the C sharp note. So that third measure would be this. Also going to cut off those notes, play them really staccato. So the first 3 measures are this. One more time. I'm then going to finish it out going up to this F sharp minor 7 voicing kind of up here at the 10th fret, and then returning down to the C sharp note. Then the lower voicing of that same chord, adding a B note there, which resolves to the A note in that chord. Here's the entire figure very slowly. One more time.